Joining me from Westminster is Joseph Musgrave, Policy Director at the pro-gay marriage group Out for Marriage. And in Oxford is Canon Doctor Chris Sugden from Anglican Mainstream, a group committed to the traditional biblical teaching on marriage. Gentlemen, good evening to you. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. If I could start with you, Joseph. You've got civil partnerships. Why is the sort of pro-gay marriage lobby so intent on getting this pushed through, having unions conducted in places of worship?
Well, let's not forget this is coming from the Prime Minister, who's neither gay nor part of the lobby you speak of. He's the one that has said that this is going to happen. So let's clear that first. As for who supports this, the majority of the British public support this. If you take an aggregate of the polls over the past year, around 53% or so of the British public, and that includes, of course, the vast majority of straight people in Britain. So that's the first point. This isn't just from a gay rights lobby, and I'm not really part of any gay rights lobby. I don't really know what you're talking about there. But in terms of why we should have it, well, a civil partnership isn't a marriage for a number of reasons. A civil partnership just needs to be signed as a contract, really. It needs to be signed between the two people, and only one of you needs to go to the registry office, and then you're civilly partnered, whereas a marriage is a vow taken with two witnesses, and it's an oath. And marriage as an institution has binded together our society. It's a commitment device. It's binded together people for so many years. And I think to allow gay people to enter into that, you're really sending a statement about what sort of society we want to build, one that's based on commitment, one that's based on mutual respect and love, and that's why I think marriage is important. And the Prime Minister clearly recognises that, and on behalf of all the people, not just gay people who want this, I congratulate and welcome what the Prime Minister said today.
Canon Sugden, you heard it there. It's not just the gay lobby, it's the Prime Minister, it's pretty much the majority of British society, isn't it, that wants this?
Well, it's never been put before us as a matter for either in the government's manifestos, and we're not governed by opinion polls, we're governed by elected representatives in Parliament. The Prime Minister wants a society of commitment, yes, but marriage is a commitment between a man and a woman. And if you take gender out of marriage, you turn it into something else. We're going to be sending a book to all parliamentarians in the next week, and also to the 350 Tory party constituency chairman, asking, is there a case for same-sex marriage, questions of eligibility and consequences. And the point is that marriage is between a man and a woman, and research studies show that commitment between those in a same-sex relationship actually is higher if they are non-monogamous. It's strange but true. That is the sort of research that we've been able to find, whereas obviously between man and woman, commitment depends on faithfulness and exclusivity.
Joseph Musgrave, what do you think of that research?
I haven't seen this research. I think it's a bizarre statement to say. Say even if it is true. Let's indulge ourselves for a moment and say this is true. What we're saying is because for some reason gay people are more committed to one another in a non-monogamous relationship, we shouldn't have marriage, therefore we've decided already. So I really think that's a bogus argument. I don't really see that. And here's where Craig loses me. You know, he's got a definition that he understands from the Bible as between one man and woman. I perfectly respect that view. Absolutely, that's fine. But he has no right to tell other churches like Unitarians, like the Quakers, and other faiths such as the liberal Jews that want to marry same-sex couples. He has no authority to tell those faiths groups how they should theologically define marriage. And if they want to go ahead and do this, and this is what the Prime Minister said today, they should be able to.